Hello, today's topic is collision. So, what is collision? A collision is the event in which two or more bodies exert forces on each other in about a relatively short time. In collision, the total linear momentum of the particles is conserved, but their kinetic energy did not to be conserved. So, simple picture is giving here in that two cars are collide on each other. Okay, the statement is two or more bodies are exert forces on each other. Okay, so these two cars exert forces on each other. This part or this area shows effect of the collision. So in this way these two cars are collide on each other and make collision. So there are two general types of collision in physics. First is elastic collision and second is inelastic collision. So first is elastic collision. The collision in which total kinetic energy of the colliding particles is conserved is said to be elastic. It means a perfectly elastic collision is defined as one in which there is no loss of kinetic energy in the collision. In this collision, the momentum and the total kinetic energy before and after the collision is the same. Meaning of this type of collision is the same as its name, elastic. What is elastic or elasticity? It means any material when come under some force, it changes its size and shape. But after removing of that force, it will come its original position with same shape and size. So logic is same in that case. Here kinetic energy is same before and after the collision. Next is inelastic collision. If the kinetic energy is not the same before and after the collision, then the collision is said to be inelastic. An inelastic collision, in contrast to an elastic collision, is a collision in which kinetic energy is not conserved due to action of internal friction. So, in any case of inelastic collision, loss of kinetic energy is used somewhere. That's why initial kinetic energy is changes. In this collision, after the collision, the energy changes into other energies such as a sound energy or thermal energy. It means the initial energy of the object not found same after the collision. Hence, energy is not conserved. In collisions of macroscopic bodies, some kinetic energy is turned into vibrational energy of the atoms. So, in any case of inelastic collision, initial energy is used in some amount. So, therefore, kinetic energy changes observed, and use energy gives some effect in that system. And from that, we can say kinetic energy is used here or there. Above discussion, we can understand here by using example, simple example. So, first, elastic collision. Suppose 1 and 2, these two are object, and object 1 having kinetic energy T1, object 2 having kinetic energy T2. Total kinetic energy is T0. Okay, so when they are collide, so after the collision, they their velocity changes and changes, but their kinetic energy remain constant or remain same or conserve. So T1 plus T2 is equal to T0, same as before. Then in elastic collision case, similarly, object 1 having T1 kinetic energy, object 2 having T2 kinetic energy. So total is T0. After the collision, kinetic energy changes. So it is less than or greater than. So here showing T1 plus T2 is less than T0. Okay. Example for inelastic collision is ballistic pendulum is a device in which a projectile such as a bullet is fired into a suspended heavy wooden block, stationary block. See in figure, this is the one type of gun and it's firing some bullet. and this is the stationary wooden block, okay, suspended here. So this bullet coming with very high velocity towards the stationary block, okay, and suddenly enter into the stationary block. So second figure is showing high bullet with high velocity, and that bullet is stopped by the stationary block when that bullet is enter into this wooden block. What happened actually when that bullet enter into the block? Some kinetic energy of that bullet gets transformed into heat and sound, and some kinetic energy is used to deform the block. So some kinetic energy is used to deform the block. So in this example, two bodies, bullet and a wooden block. So these two bodies stick together after the collision and move with a common velocity, or may stop moving in some cases. So the collision is said to be perfectly inelastic. Okay, I hope you understand today's topic.